The team will be different this week. Shane's not going to play. Noel's not going to play. Matthew will play up front with Churchy, and there'll be another number of changes.
What's the thinking behind that? Is it in terms of resting players before the playoffs?
They don't need a rest. I just feel that we need to use the squad, and I need to play some players that haven't had a game for a while. Because I've said many times, it's all about the squad, and if we need to use anybody in the playoff semis or in the final, they need to be up to speed. So I'm mindful of that as well. So there's a few that need a game.
Realistically, can any of these players who may come in on Saturday, can they do well enough to force themselves into the starting 11?
I don't look at it like that. I don't look at it as a starting 11. I looked at what happened last night. Man United played Schalke in the semi-final of the Champions League, and Sir Alex Ferguson made 9 changes and they won. So we're trying to win this game, and then we'll try and pick a team to win in the semi-finals of the playoffs. So whatever team that is, it will be whatever 11 that is.
Is that of any concern of you at all, really, about who you'll be playing?
No, not at all. I don't mind who we play, and I don't mind playing away from home second. I don't mind playing home second. I'm not concerned in the slightest.
What about Jimmy Kebe? What's the latest with his fitness there?
Hopeful that I don't think he'll be involved on Saturday, but we're working on him, trying to get him right for the first game on the Friday night.
So, talking about teams who may or may not be in the playoffs, what's your take on the QPR situation? We'll find out tomorrow what their punishment is. They could find themselves yet in the playoffs.
I think it's just a complete farce. I don't know the ins and outs of what rules they haven't broken or anything like that, but forget all that. This should have been dealt with ages ago. How can you put a team that won the league, make a decision on a team on a Friday before they play on the Saturday? I just don't think that's right at all.
And presumably you wouldn't particularly want to see them in the playoffs either, an angry QPR team in the playoffs.
No, that's nothing to do with that. It's just the fact that it's wrong. This should have been done ages ago. It's just not the right thing to do. This should have been done weeks and weeks ago and sorted out weeks ago. So it just doesn't seem fair to me.
One of the sideshows, the big sideshow on Saturday will be the end of the career of Robbie Savage. So a word about him, one of the great characters of the game.
I actually really like him. I've met him a couple of times after cup games. I think he does his TV work really quite well. He's quite good to watch, and I listen to him now and again on the radio, and he's had a really good career. And he's different. He's probably a better player than he's given credit for. I watched him play a couple of weeks ago. His passing was really good, and I think he's a decent player. And you don't play the amount of games he has and the international caps that he's got without being a half decent player.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank you. Cheers.
Right, Nigel Clough said he would make changes as well. Have you got any idea of their players that will be coming in instead of playing?
I better give him a ring. Yeah. Because he won't know. I've just told him my team. He might as well tell me his. I don't know is the answer to that. I know their team pretty well. I know most of their players. So obviously, if he makes changes, then all well and good.
Yeah, and it looks like you're going to have a big crowd there as well, more than 20,000.
Brilliant. Weekend. Yeah, I mean, for me, this is a day to celebrate. To celebrate the achievements of what the players have achieved so far. I had a sense of feeling that does that make any sense? I had a sense of a little bit of flatness around the place after the game against Sheffield, which is fine, and then the Coventry game. But if you look back at the results since Norwich, I think we've lost once. I don't know, I might be wrong, but I think we've lost once. We lost against Sheffield United anyway. And then we went to Leeds and got a draw. Yeah. And any given time, if you go to Leeds and get a draw, you probably say that's not bad. And given the fact that Coventry have got a new manager playing a different way and getting a draw to actually make sure we get in the playoffs, you'd probably take that as well over a season. So, the players were a little bit flat after the game, but that won't be the case come Saturday. And I think it's really important that that we enjoy the game, we enjoy the day, because for me, we're now in a cup competition. After Derby, this is a cup competition. It's a two-legged cup competition to get to Wembley, and for me, I can't wait to get going.
Is that flatness? Is that possibly maybe a hangover from all those wins? The fact that
could be.
Can you put your finger directly on that? Or
I think you win.
End of season,
yeah, maybe in the back of our minds we felt we had an opportunity to get second. Yeah. I always thought we could get to second, and that was even in February. And I didn't tell anyone that because everyone would have laughed. But I think we didn't quite do that. But the run that we've been on has just been fantastic. The players, what they've done is incredible. And I think in football, people forget things very, very quickly, and you're only as good as what they've seen in the last game or so. But our form is the best in the Championship, as far as I'm concerned. And we've put on a run together over a period of 16 games, which has been phenomenal. So I'd celebrate that, and then we get down to the real business of trying to win a cup competition.
How much would getting to Wembley and getting to the Premier League via Wembley mean to you and the players?
It doesn't sort of question it. You don't even have to answer really. It would be a fantastic achievement, but this is all just talk. We have to do it now, and I don't like just talking about it. It's the point that the fact is we need to perform, and if we perform, I know that we can beat anybody in this league, and the players are capable of doing it. Because they've done it, and they've done it week in and week out over a period of time. So I just want us to really perform, make sure that we do ourselves justice. If we do that, I know we can do it.
Does it feel real yet that you're just
no.
be 2 games from?
No, it doesn't. It's funny actually. It's a good question, because I was watching TV the other night, my face popped up, and it's like some bloke watching some bloke on the telly he doesn't even know.
Yeah.
It's really strange, and it's a I don't know if it's a surreal feeling, but it doesn't feel real yet, but it will do.
Yeah. You mentioned Shane on there. Is he been away in Ireland this week?
No, he just been away. Shane would come in and play every day. We have to drag Shane off.
You have to kind of lock the door and keep him out.
We have to lock the door. Basically, with Shane, you have to lock the door and keep him away sometimes, just for his own good. He never needs a rest. He's one of these guys that can play and train and play every day. He wants to play day in and day out. He's that type. So with Shane, he's one of these guys you keep the reins on really. But and that's a great thing. That is a great thing for him, and he just wants to be better and better.